In a fateful encounter, the man introduces himself as Gongsun Sang. Curious about Kwang's destination, he politely inquires about it. Kwang explains that he was originally heading to the Murim Alliance in Hubei, but due to getting lost, he finds himself in his current predicament. Sang reveals that they are also headed in the direction of the Murim Alliance. With a proposition, he suggests that they travel together, offering to cover all expenses for Kwang's meals and lodging along the way. The offer fills Kwang with gratitude, and he smiles, accepting Sang's proposal. Little did they know, this initial meeting between Taemu Kwang, the main character of the novel The Way of a Hero, and Gongsun Sang, a merchant, would mark the beginning of a significant relationship. Sang, who would later become the leader of the renowned Maple Forest Merchant Group in the Central Plains. At the East Star Palace, fireworks light up the sky as Woon sits proudly in front of his troop, all dressed in sleek suits. This marks the official launch of the Dark Lion unit and Woon's recognition as its leader. Just as the excitement fills the air, Woon's sister, Wool, arrives. Addressing Woon, Wool questions the true purpose behind her invitation to the unit's inauguration. She wonders if it is to reveal their alliance to the second young master and expresses her concern about the potential consequences. In response, Woon reassures her that their alliance will eventually become known, and this event provides an opportunity to win over those who haven't yet made up their minds. Wool acknowledges his point, but reminds him that Jean is not an ordinary person. Woon acknowledges her concern, understanding the gravity of the situation. Their conversation is interrupted by Jiam, the first young master, who approaches with his own troop. Wool becomes fearful, unsure of Jiam's intentions. However, Jiam surprises them by placing his arm on Woon's shoulder and expressing his disbelief at Woon being the heavenly demon's descendant. Woon responds with a light-hearted remark, acknowledging that he still has much to learn compared to Jiam. In Wool's mind, she questions if Jiam is here to keep Woon in check, contemplating the underlying motives behind his presence. As the celebration continues, a man approaches the gathering, eventually tapping Woon's shoulder. Woon's entire being fills with fear, from his head to his feet. Slowly turning his head, he trembles at the sight of the man who tapped him. It is none other than Jean, the second young master and the rival of the novel's protagonist, Kwang. Jean addresses Woon, acknowledging him as a member of their divine cult and his younger brother. With respect, Jean congratulates him, earning his admiration. Woon, overwhelmed with fear and stuttering, humbly expresses gratitude and requests Jin's guidance in the future. In his mind, Woon realizes that Jean is on a completely different level than anyone he has encountered before, understanding that he could never surpass him, no matter how hard he tried. Jean reciprocates the sentiment, stating that it is he who should be grateful. He suggests they proceed inside. Woon understands that if his goal is to survive against the protagonist, Kwang, and eventually return to his world in South Korea, he must submit to the authority of the second young master without delay. He is aware that his journey back home will be a long and difficult path that lies ahead of him. Under the cover of night, who announces the conclusion of the Dark Lion unit's inauguration ceremony. He then declares the beginning of an auction for the godly weapons of the heavenly demon, which have not been seen in 300 years. The crowd reacts with excitement and disbelief, realizing that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. However, many wonder if they have enough money to participate in the auction. Woon speaks to Hu, acknowledging that as weapons of the heavenly demon, it's only natural that members of the divine cult would desire them. He questions if Hu also feels the same attraction towards these weapons. The auction kicks off with the heavenly quadrangle halberd of the heavenly demon, starting at a bid of 1,000 silver taels. The crowd is amazed at the sight of such legendary weapons. Woon, in his thoughts, recognizes the importance of keeping the crowd's attention focused on the heavenly demon items, as it will increase their value. Bidding begins, with one man offering 100,000 taels and another bidding 102,000 taels. The auctioneer calls for higher bids. An elderly from the Mahan family emerges as the winner. More items are put up for auction until the grand finale arrives, the heavenly demonic bracelet, said to be the heavenly demon's most beloved item. The starting bid astonishes the crowd at 500,000 taels. People express their surprise, questioning the high price for a mere bracelet that isn't even a weapon. However, one man from the crowd shocks everyone by raising his hand and bidding 5 million taels. The room falls silent as the crowd gasps, trying to identify the bidder. To Woon's astonishment, it is none other than his brother, Jan. With no further bids, the auctioneer declares the heavenly bracelet sold to the second young master for 5 million taels. The crowd erupts in applause. In Woon's mind, He wonders why his brother would spend such a significant amount on a regular-looking bracelet, even if it is a relic of the heavenly demon. He calculates that the bid equates to around 10 billion won, approximately $7 million. As the item is handed over to Jean, he slides the bracelet onto his wrist. Suddenly, a surge of energy emanates from the bracelet, surprising both Jean and the crowd. To their amazement, the bracelet transforms into a sword, a dark, menacing weapon befitting the role of the novel's villain. The crowd gasps and exclaims in awe at the unexpected transformation of the heavenly demonic bracelet. Woon, unable to believe his eyes, recalls that when he wore the bracelet, it appeared to be a normal accessory. Jean, taken aback by the turn of events, expresses his surprise at the unexpected transformation. He contemplates returning the item, feeling that it may not be meant for him. However, Woon assures him that the heavenly demonic bracelet has recognized Jean as its rightful owner, and he should accept it. In response, Jean accepts the responsibility, promising to become someone worthy of wielding the power of the heavenly demonic bracelet sword. The crowd erupts in cheers, proclaiming Jean as the second young master, the true descendant of the heavenly demon. In Woon's mind, he sees the situation as an opportunity. With the attention focused on Jean, he can strategically plan his next moves in the succession race. The game has officially begun, and Woon prepares himself for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Deep within the mountains, a group of men gathers at the location where Kwang had recently emerged. Their purpose is to keep a watchful eye on those undergoing seclusion training. As they examine their surroundings, one man notices unmistakable signs suggesting that someone has already left the seclusion area. Another man expresses concern, stating that he had been given explicit orders to immediately notify the main group if anyone emerged from their seclusion training. Regrettably, it appears that they may have missed their chance to relay this crucial information in a timely manner. The following day, the group gathers around a table to discuss recent events. Who informs them that the rumor of the second young master being the true descendant of the heavenly demon has already spread. Zhang expresses his regret, feeling that he should have been more careful in handling the situation. Suddenly, Woon bursts into the room, kicking the door open and carrying a stack of manuals. He requests assistance with the books, and Hu asks about what happened the previous day. Concerned, Hu inquires if Woon is alright after the incident involving the heavenly demonic bracelet sword. Woon nonchalantly responds, stating that it would have been a waste to keep it, and that he would have sold it for a higher price if he had known its true value. This response puzzles his allies, as they question his willingness to sell such a valuable item. Woon explains that the heavenly demonic bracelet sword requires a high level of inner chi, like that of the second young master, to be used effectively. Given his own limitations, even if he had possessed it, he wouldn't have been able to utilize its power. His allies are left in awe, realizing the depth of Woon's strategic thinking. In his mind, Woon contemplates how to navigate his role as an extra in the story, acknowledging the challenges he will face as the main characters, like Hyuk Rai and Woon, hold significant positions. However, he hopes that the incident with the heavenly demonic bracelet sword will cause the second young master to let his guard down, providing an opportunity for him to prepare more thoroughly. An urgent letter arrives from the Dongbai merchant group, grabbing Woon's attention. As he reads the contents, fear courses through him, shaking him to his core.